So another really important biochemical process in the functioning of apple trees, which is a growth limiting factor for most plants in many environments, is the fixation of nitrogen in the soil. So nitrogen is often fixed in root nodules of many nitrogen fixing plants by bacteria that are such as Rhizobium or Frankia or Azospirillum, and they're each associated symbiotically with leguminous plants or dicotyledonous plants and cereal grasses. So plants require nitrogen for growth in the ammonified form, so NH4, to produce DNA, RNA. Many organic compounds contain nitrogen, like proteins. Apple trees in areas with nitrogen deficient soil are often planted in conjugation with numerous other plants that have these mutualistic associations with nitrogen fixing bacteria. So apple trees which are not nitrogen fixing themselves require lots of nitrogen for fruit production, for their DNA, for their RNA, for proteins, to produce carbohydrates even, although carbohydrates contain less or no nitrogen than proteins, for example. But these plants need nitrogen in the soil, so that's why nitrogen is a limiting factor. So often what's done is that plants that fix nitrogen in the soil with these mutualistic associations with bacteria and their nodules are planted beside apple trees. So they enrich the soil so apple trees can grow from all that nitrogen stored in the soil there. So these plants include alders, which are some of the trees you see around there. They have like little compound leaves. They're present across Montreal. Sea buckthorns, pea shrubs, gumi shrubs, and honey locusts. They're frequently planted in the apple orchards in order to enrich the soil with nitrogen to the benefit of the apple tree crop, which offers a natural alternative to fertilizer use in apple orchards. This is a much more sustainable technique than spraying a crop with nitrogen. It increases plant and woody shrub diversity in the ecosystem, which in turn provides more habitats for organisms like insects, other arthropods. It creates a more biodiverse ecosystem overall, more varied habitats and food sources for more birds and more invertebrate species. So the use of nitrogen fixing plants like alders and honey locusts. Honey locusts are the ones with the compound leaves I mentioned earlier. Alders have simple leaves. They're more of a bush. But all these plants are really good at fixing nitrogen in their root nodules. So this not only reduces the use of pesticides and fertilizers because it increases the diversity of insects present, so it decreases the chances of an insect pest infestation, but it also reduces the amount of nitrogen fertilizer needed because these plants naturally enrich the soil in which the apple trees live. Thanks.